All right. Hey, welcome to another edition of Buck Stops Here. Of course, I'm Greg Buckley, Buckley's Auto Care. And today we have a great guest from the Special Olympics, Mr. Alex Seymour, who's going to describe everything about the plunge, the Special Olympics itself, everything that went on this year, which hasn't happened yet, but it's going to, big delay because of weather and all that other stuff. But we look forward to really hearing a lot from Alex about how special the Special Olympics is, to the state of Delaware, to the people of the I guess of the Special Olympics, right, and the athletes, the families, and what it does for community. And so, Alex, welcome to Buck Stops Here.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm really looking forward to talk about the plunge and just everything Special Olympics related.
Yeah, I know it's that Special Olympics is like I said, we participate in a few with the plunge. We did the plunge 2 years ago. We couldn't make it because of our commitments to training. We were out of town. It really kind of stunk, but we got to do what we got to do, right? But how did you get involved with the Special Olympics? And yeah, basically, like what's your role with the Olympics?
So I actually started my career out on television, and I was looking for a different kind of role. And I have family members with intellectual disabilities. So when this role opened up with Special Olympics Delaware, it was just a perfect opportunity to bring my skills that I had when it came to media relations and social media and those different kind of elements, and come to Special Olympics Delaware and help them out and just continue to grow the organization. Special Olympics Delaware has been growing for many years, and we're continuing to add athletes. We're continuing to add sports. We're growing into all our school districts throughout the state, and just really providing these opportunities for thousands of people with intellectual disabilities throughout the state. So it's been a really great opportunity to join the team.
That's great, man. I mean, I know you guys do so much, and you got so much going on. And your presence in Delaware, I don't know of anybody who doesn't know Special Olympics. How many, like you said, you're expanding into different athletic areas. Like what's the latest that got coming up, and what do you feel might be the strongest that kids participate in?
Yeah, so we have 16 different sports that we allow our athletes to participate in. We have 4 different seasons. We're about to come up on our spring season, which includes, I believe, 6 different sports. So we have powerlifting, we have softball, track and field. These are just some of the sports that we do during the summer season, the spring season that leads up to summer games. But we also are still right now in the winter sports season. We just had snowshoeing that happened for the first time ever for our state, that we held it in state. Typically our snowshoeing athletes, which we had about 60 athletes go participate in snowshoeing. Normally we would go out of state before winter sports. Obviously we don't get a ton of snow around here, but we decided to open it up to more athletes, allow more athletes to participate. So it's a lot easier when we hold it in state. And we just held our first competition earlier this week at Lumps Pond State Park, 60 athletes. And we were lucky enough, the snow is still here. So they actually got to do snowshoeing on the snow. We have figure skating competitions coming up actually the same exact weekend of plunge. So we have about 28 athletes that are going to be putting on a figure skating expo at the University of Delaware, figure skating arena. And then also one of our biggest sporting events that we have really year round is our basketball competition. That's coming up at the Bob Carpenter Center. That's going to be on March 20th or 21st, whichever that Saturday is. I think it's actually March 20th. So summer games, Fall Festival, which we hold at St. Andrews, typically the last Saturday of October. Sometimes it's the very first Saturday of November. Actually, it was November 1st this past fall. That is one of our bigger sporting competitions because we have multiple different sports: flag football, soccer, bocce. Again, bocce is one of our favorite sports. I mean, we have hundreds of athletes that participate in
They're all
bocce.
Italian, right?
So hundreds of athletes that do bocce, hundreds that do basketball. Bowling's a really big one that we have during our summer season. Our summer season, not as many sports. We have bike cycling, we have golf, and we have bowling. Bowling tends to be our most popular sport during the summer season. So bowling, bocce, basketball. Those are some of our biggest sports that we have.
Big threes.
Yeah, we're not just in the communities.
Yeah.
We also participate in schools with a lot of unified schools. We are in every single school district in the state, where we have thousands of students that participate in our unified sports, unified champion schools. We have Spread the Word Day coming up on March 4th that is going to be spreading the word about inclusion. We need to have people with intellectual disabilities being included, just everybody being included in activities in schools and the community, giving everybody equal opportunity. So that's a big thing on March 4th that we're going to be celebrating direct active plunge. So everything's kind of piling up now here in the spring.
Wow.
Season. Yeah.
I never knew the Special Olympics had that much going on.
Yeah.
And everything you're telling me, I'm thinking, is it 16 types of activities now, right?
Yes, 16 different sports. We just added pickleball. That was our 16th sport that we added for the fall.
Wow, man! I'll tell you, that's incredible. It really is. I mean, I think everybody knows the plunge, and we're going to get into that in just a little bit, because you just really just blew my mind with everything that the Special Olympics does, and I think it's amazing that I take it you're able to take the talents of each of the kids that participate, or adults, young adults, whatever, that participate in all of these, and you give them such a, I don't know if it's a lifeline, but you give them such joy, and you create so much confidence in what they can do, and that's amazing, man. I'm speechless. I really am, because I did not know how much you did. Bocce, really bowling, basketball. All of that.
Yeah, it's an incredible opportunity that we're in, and bring out the joy, give them something to do that they may not be able to do otherwise. So we have some athletes, they participate in all 4 seasons. Really? Sometimes they even participate in multiple sports a season. They're very talented athletes, and we have athletes ranging from 8 to, there is no end age. We have some athletes that have been participating for over 50 years in Special Olympics Delaware. And then we also, before age 8, we have our young athletes program, which is for 2 to 7-year-olds, where they bring together people with and without intellectual disabilities to play together, to do sports together, and just to grow up together. And it really opens up opportunities and creates friendships and creates bonds in our communities. Just sports brings people together.
It does.
We're able to do that.
It really does. And you use a key word. A lot of the audience may not know how to, you said intellectual disabilities.
Yes.
I'm sure that the descriptions have changed over time. And that's what it is officially known as now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Because I don't want to be ignorant to that. I want to be enlightened just as much as what I'm learning today. And hopefully everybody out there is learning the same thing. The kids that come in and the organization, how do you fund these types of operations and organizations?
So majority of our funds come from our fundraising opportunities, and our biggest fundraiser is the Polar Bear Plunge, the Duluth Polar Bear Plunge. That brings in over $1 million, has 5 out of the last 6 years. And we also have various fundraisers throughout the year. For instance, Over the Edge, that happens in May, where you can rappel 17 stories down the side of a building and one register.
Risk takers. Yeah. I was told to ask you about that too by our mutual friend. So that's crazy. All of these funds, and of course the plunge, like I said, it's your biggest fundraiser. Now, there was a little hiccup this year in the plunge, right?
Yeah, a little hiccup. It's only been the 3rd time in our history. The plunge has been going on since 1992. The 3rd time in history that we actually had to postpone the plunge. Happened in 96, happened in 2010, and happened again this year. All weather-related postponements. We had a big storm that weekend that was off our coast, caused rip currents, caused dangerous surf, even a little bit of snow in the region, and it just was not safe enough. It was also just bitterly cold outside. Yeah. So we postponed it a month, then we're hoping everything goes on without a hitch. Right now, as we're planning, everything's going to go on just as planned. We're having every single festivity that we had originally planned. It's just 1 month later.
It's a big event. Yeah. I mean, we like I said, we had our teams from Wilmington and Millsboro participate 2 years ago. And again, it's one of those things where you don't expect it. You just it's okay. I'm going to go into the ocean. Yes. I'm going to freeze my whatever's off and get out. Right. Yes. But no, there's more. There's the 5K prior, right?
We actually started on Wednesday. We consider as a staff Polar Bear Plunge weekend starts on Wednesday because that's when registration and check-in, early registration check-in happens in our Newark Special Olympics Delaware office, which is right on the University of Delaware South campus. But by Friday, registration check-in happens at Rehoboth Beach Convention Center. Bears can check in. They get their hoodies. They get all their gear for fundraising, but they also get wristbands. We had bear discounts at various restaurants and local establishments throughout Rehoboth Beach and the Lewis area that people can get discounts and visit while they're down there. And then Saturday morning, the festivities, they start going and they keep going until people jump in the water on plunge day at 1 p.m. on Sunday. So on Saturday, 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m., we have the 5K run to the plunge. That's followed by a fire and ice festival, which is a wing and ice cream contest where you can go in, buy tickets, just try out some wing and ice cream from different establishments. We have 7 different restaurants that are trying out their wings.
Really? Okay, cool.
3 different creameries that are bringing their ice cream in. And then immediately after that, if you really like the food, we pile on the food. The restaurant chili contest that happens from 2:30 until 5 Saturday afternoon, where 15 different restaurants are participating. You go walk to these different restaurants, try out the chili, vote for your favorite. You can vote on the app, or you can vote on voting cards at the different establishments. Yeah, see who has the best. And that's all on Saturday.
That's all on Saturday, right?
Ice sculpting, and then the plunge itself is
the plunge.
the clock.
Yeah, and then there's usually sand sculpting. I remember having sand sculpture up and down the beach.
Yes, the sand sculpting actually takes place both Saturday and Sunday. They started on Saturday, but it's a lot of sand that they're working on. The lot of work that they put into those sand sculptures. That happens also on Sunday, but then we also have ice sculpting demonstrations that happens at the end of these things.
It's an amazing time. Really?
Plunge.
Yeah.
Their original.
We see that, right?
These bears, we typically expect about 20,000 people.
Yeah, I guess it's packed. Yeah. It really is, but it's a lot of fun. And for those of you who haven't tried, at least I could talk about trying it. And you don't tippy toe in, you just go ahead and do it, jump in, and now we were only allowed to go up to our knees because of the rip tide. And, fortunately, I do remember that the air temperature was almost equal to the water temperature. So that was comfortable, but not great. Everybody had to put something on. But this year, we all knew that the weather was going to affect it, and it was darn cold. And I said to myself, I know we're not there. We're in Scottsdale, Arizona, nice and warm. We really want to participate. I said, oh my God, the water's like freezing, but the air is colder. You're going to come out of that thing. I said, they can't have. We're looking at it like it's probably going to be canceled, but I'm glad it's able to find a date, March 1st. Now, registration, they can do it online. Am I correct?
They can do it online until the Wednesday before the plunge. The Wednesday before the plunge, it closes down, and then you can only do it in person. And no. Let me rephrase that. You have to pay the full amount of money once you register starting on Wednesday. That's just due to the fact that we have to know the different apparel. You're getting hoodies and various things. So it goes up to $125 on Wednesday. Before then, if you register before Wednesday, you can put in $20 and just fundraise the rest before plunge weekend. So it ensures that we have all the numbers of bears as we go into plunge weekend. And the plunge hoodie this year looks fantastic.
Doesn't really
green. I'm really excited to get mine. Even as staff, we have to wait until plunge weekend to get all this apparel. So,
well, the swag. I tell you what, man, people, if you're going, the swag is great. Yeah. It's quality. We got all our hoodies, and they were black with a bear on it, and get a set of PJs.
Yeah, I just fell short of getting the bathrobe last year, and I was disappointed. So,
oh man, I'm gonna love the bathrobe. That would be cool.
Yeah, I wanted the bathrobe because as a staff, we actually plunge on Friday, the Friday before everybody goes in on Sunday. So I was really looking forward to having the bathrobe to wrap up.
Yeah. It kind of makes sense to have the bathrobe ready to come out of the water like that, instead of freezing and stuff. But it really is a great time. I hope for the success of it. Like you said, maybe get another record like you did last year.
2 years ago, we broke the record for money. Last year, we broke the record for the number of bears, and so we're really looking forward to another fantastic plunge weekend. So that's February 27th through March 1st.
And there's still time for people who can make it to do teams and get online. And what's the website that you go to?
plungede.org would be the website that you would go to register for the plunge. And then you can also just find out all the information about the plunge weekend, the different festivities that we have. And you can also register for the 5K. The 5K registration shuts down the Saturday before the plunge online, but you can still register in person Wednesday at the Special Olympics Delaware office, or on Friday or Saturday leading up to the 5K. So come down for the 5K, run on the boardwalk, have a good time. And then also on Sunday, and hundreds of law enforcement and first responders across Delaware. And also we have Coast Guard Auxiliary out there keeping this plunge safe, lifeguards, making sure everybody stays safe. The scuba team that'll be out there to make sure that everybody goes in the appropriate amount, because if the water's unsafe, we want to make sure everybody's safe and not going in too far. But hopefully the water's safe. Everybody can go in, choose their plunge. Some people just dip their toes in, we'll go all the way in.
Yeah, it's you can be selective in participating. But one of the things that is unique with the Delaware Special Olympics and the plunge is that you are pretty much like self-funded. Am I correct?
Yeah, so all the money that we bring in goes straight back to our organization to these fundraisers, and we're proud to be the only Special Olympics state organization that allows our athletes to compete and do all these forwarding opportunities completely free of charge. We charge our athletes absolutely nothing, and it's due to the fact that we're able to raise so much money through these fundraisers.
That's great, and no other state is set up like that at all, is it?
No, we're actually, Delaware is a fantastic state. We actually per capita raise more money in Delaware than pretty much anywhere else in the world when it comes to per capita. So we have fantastic supporters, and we just hope all those supporters continue to support us and allow us to have this incredible organization that are helping our thousands of athletes.
That's beautiful. You never know what people are really into, but Special Olympics is like a common denominator. If you're going to participate or help in any way, you always think of Special Olympics pretty much like, if not first, definitely second on what you can put your money into or help.
Thankful for that.
It's great, man. I mean, when I heard that, I said, that is really, really unique. And now you just explained it per capita, which is, it's amazing. I mean, the people of Delaware are definitely givers.
Yes, they are. We love it.
That's fantastic.
We're so thankful to have so many supporters here in the city.
So what are some of the programs that you got coming up? I know that you talked about scaling a building and all that. What?
Programming, sporting programming, fundraising programs happening all year long. Mm-hmm. So immediately following the plunge, that exact week, March 4th, we have the Spread the Word Day. That's in our schools. March 5th, we have Tip-A-Cop, which is that Thursday. So you go to any Texas Roadhouse location. We're going to have Special Olympics Delaware athletes there along with law enforcement. They're going to come talk to you about the organization, and you can donate money to Special Olympics Delaware there. And then following that, we have our Ride to the Tide that happens in April. So Ride to the Tide is a motorcycle ride that happens from Smyrna, the Rommel in Smyrna, down to the Bay Health Hospital in Milford, followed by Over the Edge. And then we have our Summer Games, which is our sporting opportunity. And also this year, our Jersey month and day of giving. So if you go in any Jersey Mikes throughout the month of March, you can donate to Special Olympics Delaware. And there's a whole nationwide partnership going on with Jersey Mikes right now due to the fact that our USA games are going on this summer coming up into Minneapolis. So we're actually sending over a delegation of over 60 people to Minneapolis to compete against other Special Olympics organizations and athletes throughout the United States.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And, you got to think, too, that Special Olympics is a national, it's right. All states have I guess I'm going to call it division, but it's an organization for that state. And
Special Olympics is actually an international.
It's international. Okay.
So,
all right.
So Special Olympics now does a USA Games, but we also do World Games. We just sent an athlete from team to the World Games that happened, the Winter World Games that happened just last winter. They got to travel to Italy and compete against athletes throughout the world. So we're really thankful to have these opportunities for our athletes. Some athletes, they may not be able to get out of the state. On a typical situation, we're able to take them to these incredible locations, give them opportunities they may not have had otherwise. So they're competing against their peers. and they're fantastic athletes. You got to get out there and watch.
I can't imagine the feeling that they must have when they accomplish things that you offer them. God, it's got to be amazing. And then for, the parents and the organization and their fans, and I mean, that has got to be such a thrill. I know we see it in their faces, but it's the feeling that they have that you're able to give them, which is really, really, this is so freaking awesome, man.
Yeah,
it's great.
For sure. And it's the feeling that they give us, just to see their happiness, and see the joy that they get out of our organization. And they're fantastic people. And we love to give these opportunities to them, and it's incredible to see them excel in so many different areas and all these different sports that they participate in throughout the year.
Well, let me ask you a question. How does a small business kind of like join in on some of the programs that you offer? Like you got Texas Roadhouse, but let's say there's other businesses that want to be able to offer a unique type of event for Special Olympics. How does one do that?
Yeah, so we are always looking for sponsorship opportunities and different sponsorships for our various events. We have fundraising events going on throughout the year. So if we just get contact information from these organizations, you can go to sode.org. There's going to be an area for sponsors to reach out to us, or just one of our FAQ pages where you can send us an email, shoot us an email. If you want to support us, we are always looking for more sponsorships, and just ways that we can connect with our community and have our community come up with us.
Yeah, that's great, man. So, and like I said, it doesn't matter what size business you are. You want to participate, you can participate, which is
sure.
That's great. Yeah. So you got a lot going on, man. I mean, you're coming out of crunch time. Yeah. And you've been with us for how long? Was it?
So
that's great, man. Yeah. Well, I can't say enough about you taking the time to come up and talk about Special Olympics and what it really means and how much you've enlightened. You've enlightened me. I mean, so hopefully you've really opened the eyes of others as well as how much the Special Olympics really does in the state of Delaware and internationally, I should say, because you just said it's international, but we get to see you here in action here in Delaware and the joy you bring. It's all about the experience, bringing people together. Like you said, down to community, but all of your events are fun,
yes.
And the amount I still can't get over the amount of activities you actually offer for, everybody to participate in.
Yeah.
I mean,
we have 16 different sports. We go into our schools. We have sporting opportunities in our schools. We are even part of the DIAA when it comes to unified basketball and track and field and various sport and flag football that's just recently been put in the schools. But also it's not just the sporting opportunities that we provide for our athletes. We have healthy athletes. So we bring health screenings to our athletes, so they may not be able to get to the doctor normally, but we provide those opportunities at many of our sporting events, and that's also completely free of charge for our athletes. Then we have athlete leadership programs, so we try to give them a roundabout experience, and we're thankful we're able to provide it. Like I said, these fundraisers are crucial to being able to provide what we do to our athletes, and we always want to provide more because it's all about them.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, and again, I thank you for really coming up, taking the time, telling people exactly what the Olympics, Special Olympics is all about, and really, letting people know the plunge is still on.
Yeah, plunge is still on.
It's still on, baby. March 1st. All right. So we're going to get that out there again. One more time, give the contact information or for, how people can register now.
Yeah.
And, what.
Yeah, so if you'd like to register, plungede.org. So again, plungede right for the plunge that goes up until plunge weekend. And you can also, if you come in person to our in-person registration on Wednesday at the Special Olympics Delaware office on the University of Delaware campus, or you go to the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center Friday night, February 27th, or to the Boardwalk February 28th before the 5K starts, you can also register for that.
Fantastic. And folks, I can speak from experience. It's a heck of a weekend. These are a few dates. He says from Wednesday, but I'll tell you, you got all the way. Does the food, everything's on Saturday. Yeah. The plunge is Sunday and the 5K is Sunday, right?
It's Saturday. So fire and ice, and the restaurant chili contest are on Saturday, and then on Sunday is the plunge itself.
Okay.
That's just such a big little festivity happening down there. Wawa comes, brings their truck in.
That's right.
Free coffee, free hot chocolate, and the ice sculpting and the sand sculpting, and just everybody gathering. And then waiting for that 1 o'clock hour at exactly 1 o'clock.
Right.
We do the countdown, they go into the ocean.
Well, that time between you eating and the plunge gives you plenty of time to digest all that food and all that good stuff. So you're safe in that manner, but just keep in mind, it's a polar plunge and it's going to be just a little chilly.
Air temperature is warm. That water,
it's still, the water's cold. It is cold. There's no doubt about it. So once again, thanks so much for stopping in. I appreciate it, folks. This has been another edition, a great edition of Buck Stops Here, running your podcast is on Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and you can also catch replays of this, and we'll put it on rotation on 302.fm. Look forward to working with more organizations such as Special Olympics and people like Alex, who has a lot more experience in radio and TV than I do, and you can probably hear that real well. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, Alex, and really appreciate it. We got to do it again. You know, like I said, any event comes up, you need a little push or whatever I can do, we're here for you guys. Okay?
Thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, man. We'll see you.